but you need to put on your.
Yeah, sorry. I think I'm really having a major problem, and I'm sorry for joining late.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
All
So
right.
would you be able to put on
My
your
name
video?
is
Do you want to put on your video, or you want to do it like this?
No. I'm inside my room, and I don't have lights currently. I'm
Okay.
sorry to say that.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
fine.
So I'm
It's
just
fine.
trying to manage the situations.
Okay. It's fine. I'll just put up the video. It's fine. So you can carry on. Okay, I'm just gonna mute myself. That's it.
Okay. So first and foremost, my name is UWAKWE Izuchukwu Victor. I'm a native Abia State, but I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. Um, Ola, you wanted me to talk about creative. There's something you wanted me to speak on. I'm so sorry. I'm not really prepared, but I think I have an idea of
I understand.
I
Yeah,
have
let's
an
talk
idea
about
of
that.
where you actually want me to. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So you
Let's
were
talk
saying
about your
something
dance,
about
expressing
loud
yourself
bass.
through dance. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll come to that. I just want to properly introduce myself. So,
Okay.
studied economics at University of, sorry,
Okay, we lost him there. Yeah. Yeah. Network. Okay. So while we wait for Victor, okay, you're back. Okay, good.
this dance project, basically, competition wise, and because competition was, one of the main thing that could actually bring the dance community together as at then. And in 2018, I came up with Loud Bass to, promote the hip hop culture. This time around, there's a difference between just organizing dance events and bringing, different genre like scene, breaking, graffiti, and sorry, I said MCing, graffiti, breaking, and DJing. These are the four elements of hip hop anyway. So not we decided not to center on dance, but to promote hip hop. And this time around, not only in Nigeria, because we have a lot of networks in Africa, and we have other dance bodies or hip hop bodies we collaborate with outside of Africa. So it's a global vision. And since I'm here to actually talk about dance, dance is something that is very, very beautiful. And through dancing, I had hope in life because I would have been doing something else. I had the passion for dancing, and after the aspect of dancing, in Africa, especially in Nigeria, your parents won't even allow you to. Your parents won't allow you to dance. Maybe they can allow you to play football because they can see the JJ Okocha, they can see the Kano Wanko. And after some time, parents could allow their children to go into music because they can see a successful Two-Face and they can see a successful Davido and they can see a successful, you know, um, Whiskey. Maybe your parents can allow you to go into acting because they can see a successful Jim Ike, they can see a successful, but it's difficult for your parents to allow you to dance because they cannot see someone who is really, really successful, rather people who expose their nude on TV. Sorry, I hope you guys can hear me very well.
Yes, yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, the rain. If the rain is disturbing, it might be going into my mic. So
I
please.
understand. It's fine.
So yeah. So they can't see. Although we have a successful cafe, but it has been mostly projected as when you have some kind of music you watch on the TV, you see some ladies try to promote milk because that's the best way to sell out and make money. But this is not what dance is really all about. And when you watch those things, it's just because people want to make money through dancing. And yet, as a dance practitioner, we still advise parents, we still advise other people to actually adventure into dancing or adventure into hip hop culture because it gives hope. It's better than you know it's better than not having a job because through what you love doing, you can actually make ends meet from there. So I adventure into dance not to actually make money, but to express myself, tell stories, just like the movie, just like the artists on the streets that give make a canvas, and when you go through that canvas, you try to read the mind of the artist. It's because the artist is trying to express himself or herself, or maybe tell a story. So that is what dancing is actually for you to actually, you know, say something positive about your life, or let's just put it this way, tell a story. Um, what else? Yeah, like sorry for the way I'm trying to I'm trying to bring myself into it. So Ola, I really want to appreciate you for actually coming to the hip hop club. And the last speaker we had, I asked her a question in regards to, what it means to actually dance to impress and dance to express. I purposely asked the question because I wanted members of the club, as at last week, to understand that, you know, people who dance to impress actually just want to, gain some sort of attention, and maybe this brings some kind of connections to them and they can make money. But for people who dance to express themselves, don't do that because they want to really make money, but to how do I say, when we say expression, it has to do with you, like I said, telling a story. I'm sorry for this. I'm not really prepared, but I don't know if I'm actually getting somewhere on this. So I will.
If you're struggling, I could ask you a few questions, to help you, to
Yes, go ahead. Yes, please put me on track.
okay. Okay, so how long have you known about your ability to dance, to express yourself through dance?
How long have I?
How long have you known about your ability to express? How long have you known that you could dance?
Yeah, okay. Like I said before, I was trying to say something about passion. When I started dancing, I was dancing because I love the Usher, I love the Michael Jackson. There was no purpose. I was actually doing that, and it wasn't really my dance style was not really defined. And when I talk about dance style, I'm still talking about expression. When, for example, in our day-to-day life, we all have, for example, let's say we have we have um, oh, we have, I'm trying to use something as an example. I just want to use another aspect of life. Okay, when you go to a bank, you see different departments. All of them are actually working towards one goal. But when you ask somebody who works in a bank, the person will tell you, I'm a banker. Even the cleaner there will tell you, I'm a banker, I work in a bank, you know, but they all have different stations, you know, and these different stations is geared towards, you know, achieving the goal of that particular bank. This means everybody has their function. So in the dance world, it's the same thing. We dance, but we have different ways of expressing ourselves. And the goal of dancing is actually for us to express who we are. And to express who we are, you know, this gives birth to, you know, when you see a dancer dance differently from, you know, another dancer, even if they're doing the same style of dance. Let's assume I'm a break dancer, you're a break dancer. We still have different styles of expression. We have different ways of expressing ourselves. So I started discovering myself as I began to attend dance workshops and also attend tutorials online, because I am a self-trained dancer. So I took my time to, you know, go through lessons of other professional dancers in the world, and some other workshops I actually attended helped me to now begin to have, you know, knowledge about what dance is meant to be, and how to dance, and why I should dance. I'm with you.
Sorry, sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Sorry. Okay, so thank you for that. So the next question is, yes, you're a dancer, and I know that you express yourself through the b-boy style. But do you think you have other talents that are either related or not related to that?
Yes, no, there's nobody in this life that does not have, you know, challenge. You know, could be finance, it could be, you know, everybody has a challenge, you know. But I have a challenge in the dance world. I have challenge outside of the dance world. When it comes to, no, right now it's not even really about dancing itself. It's, you know, just trying to build the community I actually live in. When I mean community, the hip hop community, you know. So I try to, you know, come up with ideas, come up with plans, you know, and, you know, to organize that section of my life. And when it comes to the real day-to-day, you know, lifestyle, I also have challenges there. Sometimes you need money in the pocket. You need to also look for other means to survive. And, you know, whatsoever you have left, you have to take it into other investments, and just like that. So there's a whole lot of challenge, but the main aim is to actually keep, you know, moving. I believe in five things. Whenever I wake up in the morning, I focus on just five things, and those five things is I plan, I organize myself, manage the situations around me, um, and I act towards what I'm planning. And the last aspect of it is I try to control the situation. It's not really easy living even in Nigeria. So there's nobody in this life that will tell me he or she doesn't have a challenge. So yes, I have a challenge.
Okay, so if you could change one thing about current challenges that are faced, if you could do one thing, rather, if you could do one thing differently concerning the challenges that the dance community faces, what would it be?
Come again.
If you had a chance to do just one thing differently in the dance community, what would it be?
Okay. If I have one chance,
Yes.
that question is dicey for me. There's something that bothers me the most, and if I have the chance, I will just do it. And that thing is actually viewing the dance industry. An industry that can be sustainable. You know, I don't really know how to explain that
So
aspect, but
what you are saying is
when
very
I
important. Building a sustainable dancing day. So it's not just that we are dancing now. It's that our children will dance,
yes,
our
it's
grandchildren will dance. You know, I remember that
yes, it would
one of the events I came for, there was a
go.
speaker who was saying that he used to dance in the 90s, but he stopped because they didn't think he was anything serious. I don't remember his name, but I think he's a producer now. And they were saying that when Michael Jackson was hot, he was a dancer. They used to dance all those steps in the early 90s. But they stopped. They just felt there was nothing to it and they moved on. So imagine if they had continued that, you know. So I understand what you're saying, that you want to build a sustainable dance community. So it's not that they were dancing in the 90s and they stopped. No, they danced in the 90s, they're still dancing and they will keep dancing. You understand?
Oh,
That's
okay, okay. Let me clear something. Dancing is just one side. That if it's you have to. There's three things I used to tell my other contemporaries when we were dancing, because I said I've been dancing for over 20 years. You know, when I started dancing 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I finished my secondary school in 2005. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2010. You know, I went to the university in 2009. Check out within this period, between the space of 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is like 5 years
five
before I
years.
went into school. I was actually on the street dancing while my mom was like, go to school. Sometimes she will use her language to say, once you get to 25 years old, you don't have to be in my house anymore. That bothers me a lot. I wanted to go to school, but at the same time, the economic situation of the country wasn't really helping, because sometimes when I write my jam, when I go to the school of my choice and also take their common entrance, sometimes I just wish I don't want to go to these places. I just want to dance. But I was missing something along the line. I was missing the fact that I need to actually go to school. It was in 2009 I went to school. I still met other people who were, they were like me, they were passionate about dancing. And the first time I met one of my friends from Port Harcourt, we went to the same school. He saw me dancing at the rooftop of Dominion City. Like it's a church, but we went to the top to dance. He saw me dancing, and I was much more different. We're doing the same thing, but he said he was from Port Harcourt, and I said I'm from Lagos. And I was like, wow, you dance so different. You know,
Wow.
I was just puffing up, and I was like, I wasn't really enjoying myself, because back in Lagos, it's much more different when you talk about dance. Dance is everywhere. You come to our basement where we dance at National Stadium, you see a lot of guys. I wasn't really having any, why I was actually doing this. I just know I'm passionate. It was, I just love dancing. But when I came out from school after a series of ASU strike, although the ASU strike helped me connected back to my dance community. Along the line, attending some workshops, you see some dancers that you've seen on your TV screen, you wish to meet up with them. I went to True Festa in that okay, 2009. I went to True Festa. I met some foreigners who came to Nigeria to do some workshop in dance, and I began to understand better. It wasn't really just miming Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson was actually making money from music. And dancing was just one of those aspects he was using to spice up whatsoever, usher the same thing. and they were all making money from, they had a purpose, they had management, they were all set. That's one aspect we're not seeing. There was a plan for them as music artists. They had their choreographies before they go on stage, before they go on set. All those things was there, and they had purpose for what they were doing. Myself, I never had any purpose for what I was doing. Likewise, some dancers actually coming up right now, most of them don't even have a purpose for what they love to do. They just love doing it. It gets to a stage when they begin to understand. So the other aspect is, when I say I would love to build an industry, it's because I understand what industry is, like minds. But beyond it, beyond dancing, is we looking for ways to actually survive. Can we actually create jobs for ourselves as dancers, just as much as other industries are actually doing? Like when you go to the comedy industry, apart from going on stage and cracking jokes, definitely they make their money from cracking jokes, definitely. But some of them have made the money and be able to adventure into other aspects of life with their money and invest and live beyond just cracking jokes. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. So the question is, can we actually have an industry, a dance industry that goes beyond just dancing? It's a difficult one, and I understand when we use the word industry, it's very, very huge. It's different from dance community. When you say a dance industry, it's different from when you say a dance community. So if I
So
have the
what
chance, if
okay, you build an industry. So what you have right now is a community, but you want to do it to an industry.
yes, it's a gradual process. It's not really easy, like I said. For example,
I
we've started
understand you.
my okay, my company has already started up what we call a hip hop club. This is just bringing communities together and bringing people like yourself and some other speakers you have, not
Very
really
beautiful.
dancers, people that can come and we can all have a communication and see what life is in the other aspect of, sorry, we see how it is in other aspect of life, and we try to incorporate other aspect of life in what we do. That's the essence of the club. And the dancers themselves, they will have the opportunity to network. This is one stage. The other stage is, as time goes on, we as a company, we have fundings for our projects. We put up projects, and we can be able to, amongst us, we have people who can make clothes. Amongst us, we have people who can make shoes. Amongst us, we have people, they're into filming. Um, they know how to edit videos. We have people with different, they know how to draw, they know how to do other things. First, how do we patronize ourselves? If we can patronize ourselves in our own community, we can make money within ourselves, and we can, it's like like what we say when we say closed economy. When we produce everything we have inside within of us, we invest in our own businesses and take it out there. Now you can, today, I believe there was a time you were putting on fubu clothing. Those clothing belongs to the
Bought
hip
by
hop
us.
world. I don't know if you understand. People are actually making money. The real people who owns that, you know they were into, I don't know how to say, if you understand where I'm coming from. So it's you making your own brand. This is the way I feel the outside world will begin to value dance and also value the hip hop industry at large. So we have a lot of young people like myself who just want to make music and just put it out there. They have other things that they can actually do. I can, proudly say this is produced from the dance industry, proudly produced from the hip hop industry. And the rest of us, you see Tiwa Savage trying to, sorry for calling her name on but you see most of, okay, sorry for that, let me not use anybody's name. You see most of these female artists, they just dress somehow and just put up, they just nail it on hip hop culture. And this gives other people another idea of what hip hop culture is.
Mm.
It makes people to say like, oh, is hip hop nude? This is because we've not been able to manage our own community and, let people see the realness of who we are. So people are actually seeing nude. When you ask them, they will say it's hip hop. Then when we go out there for opportunities, it's like you guys promote nude. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. So building an industry is not really, and selling that narrative, it's another one.
They're changing the narrative. They're changing the conversation around that. I understand it, and I know that that's the purpose. That's the main purpose of the hip hop club. I mean, I have no idea what that's about. I have no idea. I didn't even know there were. I've never heard of B-boy. I think I only knew about salsa, and maybe whatever other Michael Jackson were doing. Those were the only things I knew about that one. But joining your community, helping the community, helping the community, and it's really beautiful. So one other question is that um what 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 advice do you have for people like who like to dance, currently like to dance? What advice do you have for their children? Because I know parents may be confused or they may think, oh, why is this child doing like this? See the way some children dance with passion, and you know that not every child can dance like that. So what advice would you give the parents of such a child? What do you think they should do?
Okay. Um. Advice. I find it difficult to. I really don't advise people anyway, but I just want
No,
people to do the right thing
this is like a
because.
generic like a just a generic or a general case. It's an opinion. This entire conference
Okay.
is
Yeah.
about creating opinions. So it's not necessarily about whether people take your advice or not. Just okay, this is what you think. So in your own opinion, that's what I'm asking. What would you,
Okay.
if you were to advise, what would you advise? That's what I mean. I know it's dicey. What if you were to advise? Okay, let's put it like this. Let me rephrase my question. Right? If you could go back to, if you could advise your mom right now, go back in time 20 years ago and advise your mom, what advice would you give her concerning the fact that they had a child who could dance? What advice would you give her?
Yeah. Can you hear me very well? Because you were
Yes, I
breaking
can
up.
hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear
Yeah.
you. Okay, so I was saying
Okay.
that if you did
So
you get my question?
the advice first. Yes, I heard you very well. You very well. So the advice I was giving to my mom, knowing the fact that this is Africa, it's not all the advice you give your mom.
I
My
know.
mom know here. She know hear the advice we will give her because I told you we're passionate about what we're doing and we made our own mistakes too. But at the same time, our parents made their own mistakes. Growing up,
That's what
sometimes
I'm
when
just
I go
asking.
to,
That what if you
yeah,
advise
I'm
her?
coming. Yeah, I would advise her to allow me dance, but I want to buttress that point because I said earlier that dancing gave me hope. I would have been on the streets. I would have been, the funny thing, I used to tell my friends, I won't lie to you, I sold weed on the streets. I did that.
Wow.
Yes, yes. But one of the things that still kept me on, you know, on the aspect of life, I had some kind of friends that wouldn't even have allowed me the kind of person I am today. It's not that I'm rich or I have too much. No, it's because of not yes dance. It's because I have something I love so much that has a lot of positivity. My parents too, they don't really understand. So I would advise parents of now, you need to, it's not only on dance. It's not really just taking your child and paying huge amount of school fees. I went to a missionary school, I went to a boarding school. Do you understand? You know, no be if picking one, like my friend will tell me, parents have 30%, the streets have 30%, your child's friends too, they have 30% of influence in their own life. Like parents, they even have little. So when you try to train them, lock them in their house, make them to behave in a certain way, you want your son to become a doctor, you want your son to become a nurse, whatever. When you put them out there, they will still make their decision. Sure, you get whether to be
Yes.
good. So what we parents just need to do is open up their children to other activities, not forcing them to do those activities, but just bring it to them. Sure, you understand? Music, dance, coding, or whatever, you know, all those little things that will just open up their brain, just make them find something doing by themselves. They will love, like when I was even small, I love to play game, but I never had the opportunity to play game. Today, it's affecting me. When I see people playing maybe football game on PS, and I just wish I played game when I was actually small.
But it's
I
not
see
too
some
late
of my
to
friends when they no, it's for me. It's very late because I'm thinking of something else. Do you understand? But I'm happy that at least I have something else doing. Sure, you get. So at least it's not really about just doing it. It's also to see that these things affect your economy positively. So if you want your kids to be on the right track, you might send them to the most expensive university in the world. But if they come out and say they want to become a terrorist, they will become a terrorist. Sure, you get. So parenting is also good, but when you try to expose them to other activities, that I had friends from the streets. We come to National Stadium, car park space. We dance and dance and dance. We watch videos. We come back. We are like, man, we need to go for this international competition. This competition don't come out. Oh, you understand? We just stick to it. And as time goes on, we begin to develop from there by ourselves. So imagine if we had parents who understood what we were doing, and they were able to say, okay, let me invest in this thing that my son loves doing. Okay, maybe they can come around and say, okay, Victor, you have to go to school, but don't worry, when you come out of school, we will find a way so that you can go for this dancing, go for that dancing. Maybe because I wanted to dance. I don't like the fact that my mom tells me every time that you have to go to school. Do you understand? Now I finished from school, I'm back to what I love doing. Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Okay,
hope
thank you
I
so much.
passed
In fact,
my
you have answered it
opinion.
very well. Very, very well. You actually said some of the things that I was looking out for. And you said them very well. Allow the child that. Open the child up to space, and then understand. Because it's very important that you understand that thing that child is expressing. So
Yeah,
your advice is understand and then invest in your child. So I guess that's the advice is
yes,
that told your mom would have been understand that I love to dance and invest in it. And that advice carries on even to today. But it's not that there are still parents who are walking down the line of our parents, in the sense that they just believe that they can choose what the child will do that. And they decide that,
mm,
I want you to do this and I want you to do that. The only difference nowadays is in the direction people are taking. Back then, people would it was always, oh, you have to be a doctor, or you have to be a lawyer, or you have to be an engineer. But now, you hear things like, you have to be a footballer, even if the boy doesn't like to play. So it still trickles in. That's actually why I said this conference is just to help parents actually see that, you know, things can be different. So thank you for sharing your story. So I really appreciate you. I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your what's the word now? Thank you for being vulnerable, for telling us how it was for you, for telling us the past. I know how it is now, or at least I have a good idea of how it is now. I have an idea of what you are building, and so I have an idea of what the kind of industry you're going to. I have an idea of the kind of industry you're going to build in the future. So it's
mm,
a whole lot of work, but it's going to be very different. So thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate time. Okay, so thank you. All right. So I'm just going to mute you. You can choose to leave if you want. So,
yeah, thank you very much. Please, is it possible for you to give? I can go on my